what are your message to the leakers out there that fuck up all the music?
Oh my god, bro.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sebash, and I'm starting this series today with my good friend
Max Flames.
And it is basically a series about producers. This is power to producers, because I feel like they don't really get much shine when they really should, and they're super underrated when it comes to the music game. Anywho, Max, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What are your origins?
Well, I'm from New Jersey, South Jersey to be exact. I was born in Philly, but yeah, I pretty much grew up my whole life in South Philly. South Jersey, my bad.
You're good. Growing up in South Jersey, like, what'd you do as a kid?
Honestly, bro, I did a lot of, like, outdoors activities, bro. I was, like, playing sports, playing basketball, riding my bike and shit, bro. Like, a lot of normal suburban shit, for real.
You're just doing kid shit?
Yeah, for real.
Would you like more basketball, or were you more football? You were telling me earlier you played soccer.
Yeah.
So you were like all over the place.
Yeah, I really grew up playing football a lot, but I feel like now, like, basketball is more so my shit.
How'd you get into music? Like, has it always been a part of your life, or was it like a certain time, or it just started really getting into it and like starting to really want to know how to produce?
Yeah. Well, I really started like making music. I started in music when I was probably like 10. Started out like playing the guitar. I never really kept up with the guitar and stuff like that, just because, like I said, I was playing sports hella. But then, like, probably fast forward to like my sophomore year of college, or like around then, like college, like when I wasn't really playing like high school sports no more, I had a bunch of friends who were like making beats and who were like rapping and making music and stuff like that. And at that time also, I was kind of like really like getting into music like heavily, like listening to artists that I never like listened to before, especially like hip-hop artists. And I had a friend who had FL Studio like cracked on his Mac.
Like the hack version?
Yeah, the hacked version. Yeah, we were just playing around with it, like fucking around with it. I actually made my very first beat on GarageBand Mobile.
Really?
Yeah, on my iPhone. That was like my very first beat. It's on my SoundCloud too, is the crazy part. You could find that beat, but it originally just started out like as a joke, with my friends. Like, I was just kind of like
messing around.
Yeah, for real. So I kind of, like I said, I kind of got more into FL. I cracked FL on my own, like on my own computer. From there, I was kind of just spamming, like watching tutorials, like trying to recreate shit that I heard in songs that I really liked. And from there, it kind of just turned into like a hobby that like I did all the time. Like, I was cooking up like all the time. Even when I was in college, I was still like, I would have like 12-hour days at school, but I would still like find time to cook up. Like, it was that deep. So yeah.
That's dedication.
Yeah, for real.
School on top of anything is like a lot of work.
Yeah, for real.
Well, that's cool how you kind of got into it when you were just having fun with it. Like, you didn't really originally go into it saying, oh my god, I'm going to start being like a producer and start making beats.
No, I never had originally I never had plans of living off of music, or like being a full-time producer. That was like so foreign to me back then, but it turned into what it is now, and hopefully I can continue to do that and live off of my music and actually make this thing like my living.
Hell yeah. So has music always been a big part of your life for the most part?
I would say so. Yeah.
Who did you grow up listening to?
I grew up listening to like R&B music when I was like super little, like Usher and like artists like that. But then like I said, when I moved to South Jersey, I started listening to the radio more. So it was more like, at that time, it was like a lot of like indie, like alternative music, like Paramore, All American Rejects, Green Day, like All Time Low, like those kind of bands. Those are like, that was the shit that I was super into. But then probably around like 2010, like around when MW2 came out.
Oh, what a time to be alive.
It was a great time, but that was when I started to really get into like rap. That was when like Lil Wayne made Drop the World.
Oh yeah.
With Eminem. And that was like,
generational.
Yeah, for real, bro. I loved that song so much, and that was like really like sort of my my starting point into listening to like rap music.
So Wayne and Eminem.
Yeah.
Eminem was one of the first rappers I'd listened to too.
Yeah, mainly Lil Wayne though, because Lil Wayne was just so sick. I even knew about a Millie and stuff like that, so that was like, I was like, yeah, I gotta start listening to this more.
He's definitely a founding father when it comes to the rap
sure,
game.
sure.
I don't even think that's a question.
For sure.
A lot of people like to debate with like Tupac and all that, but
Yeah.
I think Wayne's definitely up there.
Yeah, at least our generation, I would say like Wayne, like Kanye, those kinds of guys.
Oh, 100%. So who are some of the artists in the game that you've produced for? Like who are some of your favorites?
Ken is a big one. Lil Yachty was like a surprise, but I was super happy to be able to produce for him. I produced for Trippy, you know about that, the Trippy shit, and Lone too, Destroy Lonely. That's one. It's actually probably by the time this comes out, that song will be out.
I was just about to say it's a big night for Max over here. Got Love Lasts Forever dropping.
Yeah.
The track, what, number 5, Baby Money?
Yeah, Baby Money. Yep.
How long ago was that made? Was that recent?
Yeah, like 6 months ago. We made that in like March. It's actually super funny. Like my friend Shemsi, who I made the beat with, he was just asking me for Lone stuff, and it was literally like the first beat I made for the Lone shit. So it was crazy that the first one that I made, and it was like quick, like 20-minute beat. Like I didn't really care about
like
it.
you didn't really put much thought. It was just kind of like
not
off the top.
Bro, yeah, like literally off the top. I didn't think too much about it at all. And then like 2 days later, he's like, yo, we got a crazy one with Lone. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And so,
damn, that's probably such an exciting feeling, like
bro.
a placement.
Yeah, it's super surreal. I'm glad that the world will get to hear it tonight.
Like you were talking about Ken, I mean, we were just at the A Great Chaos concert,
Yeah.
and like, you know, seeing the song you produced in person, like how is seeing that performed and like the impact it has on all the people surrounding, like,
Yeah.
is that just like a euphoric feeling? Like,
Yeah, bro, it's honestly insane. That was my first time seeing that song live. I hadn't seen it live before, but that's like one I'm super proud about because a lot of people love it. Like his fan base is like, they go crazy over it, and even like the shit with Diddy Bop, like
I was gonna say that song like took off on the internet.
TikTok, yeah, bro. I really gotta thank Diddy Bop for that. He like made that song go crazy. But yeah, man, it's super surreal to have a song that like people really like connect with and enjoy like that, bro. It's just super blessing.
Especially like all over the world, people are enjoying it. It's not
Yeah.
just like, you know, your town or your city. It's everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
Bro. Yeah.
I mean, Ken's just like I said in my previous video, he's getting bigger and bigger every year. So like, just more and more people are going to be able to hear your stuff, which is just sick.
Yeah, bro. It's exciting. It's exciting.
Now, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
5 years time, hopefully, I won't be in New Jersey. Maybe I'll be somewhere like making music like in a hub like New York, Atlanta. Hopefully by that time I'll have a lot more placements to where like I'll be able to do this shit for a living, you know?
So is that one of the dream spots? New York City?
New York City is definitely
Up there?
yeah, I would say that's like where I really want to get to right now for music. LA's cool, but it's just too far from home. It's like people are weird out there, you know.
I heard LA is like one of the most toxic places like of all time.
A lot of like two-faced people and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a weird culture, but it's cool, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that kind of place is all like connections.
Yeah.
So is New York City, and New York City's full of connections.
For sure.
Yeah. So did you ever think that one day your beats would be recognized with artists such as like big as like, you know, Ken and Yachty and Trippy and Lone? Like, did you think that it would get to that like altitude, or do you think it was just gonna be you just make beats and like maybe some low key artists, some underground artists would hop on?
Yeah, no, 100%. I saw this coming.
Really?
From the beginning. I always just had the vision. Like I used to go to hella concerts. Like when I was younger, like I went to Rolling Loud and stuff like that, and like seeing those songs that I love like performed live, I was like, yeah, like I know, like I'm gonna get to this point one day, you know. Like I saw the vision from the beginning. Like I didn't know how I was gonna get there, or like what I was gonna do to get there, but like I knew like I was gonna produce for bigger artists one way or another, like, and my music was gonna be heard on a bigger scale. Like I had that vision in my mind vividly for a while. So yeah, I definitely did see this coming for a while.
What are some of the traits you had to carry to like to get to where you are right now? What helped you the most in your journey?
Consistency, for sure. Like, you know, with anything, you got to be consistent with it. You got to do it every day. You got to have a certain level of relentlessness, I feel like, too, because there's a lot of like people who are going to try to gatekeep you and who are going to try to like not let you get that connection or get to whatever it is, like you got to have a certain level of relentlessness. Like you can't get discouraged too easily. If you keep that relentlessness, eventually like it'll break through. You'll be able to do things that like you previously weren't able to do if you just keep going, if you just keep doing it.
I can't believe gatekeeping is like still a thing in this day and age. Like I see so many like especially like fans of like artists that are like, you know, in the underground, like smaller, and they like hate to see the artists they listen to like flourish and you know like progress. Like it blows my mind.
I don't know, that's a crazy thing. Like gatekeeping is always just kind of weird to me. I feel like you should always want to see like the progression of artists, you know. You shouldn't want to, like, even producers too, you shouldn't want to like block a blessing, you know, or like block them from being their like their highest potential. So yeah.
Who are some of your favorite like producers in the game right now?
Damn, that's a hard one.
I know there's a lot of good ones right now.
I'm a fan of a lot of producers. In Nilo World, I would probably say is my favorite, because that's the collective that I'm in. I love all their beats. Probably right now, I would say like Benny X is up there. Benny X is his come up was super like inspiring for me. People like Rio Leva, he's an internet money. He's super fire. I'm a fan of him. And like different genres too. There's this guy Mike Hector. He makes like R&B, like sort of like pop music, which is super fire. And that's definitely like a lane or a genre that I'm trying to get into.
You want to tap into?
Yeah, for sure. But
versatility is definitely like a huge thing when it comes to producing. I mean, if you have beats for all different types of genres, like the possibilities are endless, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's like what I'm trying to do. Like I know like a lot of people know me for like the sort of like rage sound, but like I feel like my versatility is like my biggest strength, and I want to be able to show that with my beats and with my music.
Hell yeah, I'm sure you'll be able to do that, just branching out and trying different things. Yeah. So if you had to describe Nilo World, that's the collective you're in, in one word, what would you say to a person that asks?
Nilo World, worldwide. I mean, we're literally based everywhere, like Europe, I think it's South Africa, but yeah, all around the world. U.S.
global.
Bro, yeah, for real, global, international, for real.
And what makes you guys different from another producing label, like such as Internet Money?
I would say our diversity as far as our beats, but also like we're just like, it's like a family, bro. Like
it's more than the music.
Yeah, it's way more than the music, and it's not nothing where there's like a front man of the collective. Like we're all just us, you know. We're all uniquely our own producers, and yeah, bro, I think that's our biggest strength for real.
Sounds like it. I mean, you know, teamwork is like 100% like one of the strongest things with a label. So
yeah.
And on the topic of labels, I mean, we're in New Jersey right now. We're pretty close to Philadelphia, and you got the Working on Dying collective, which took off over the past decade. How is that being so close to them? Like, how is that influence on yourself and your career?
A super big influence, man. Like I've been a huge fan of them since the beginning, since like 2018, like when they were doing all the Maddox stuff, and like even before that when they were doing like Five Finger Posse stuff. Like I was just super fan of that, and Blade too, like those old albums. But yeah, man, it just, to me, honestly, like when I was coming up, it was like super inspiring because it showed that they could make it out from where I'm from, you know. Like they were the blueprint for making it out and producing like from here, you know.
Oh, definitely.
And like that was like super inspiring for me, and also their sound too. Like
it's so different.
Yeah, especially like back then, like I feel like not that many people were like on that sort of like hyper pop-ish, like sort of like melodic sound, you know. And I feel like that was like a super big influence on me for sure, and like my sound right now.
It's just crazy like how far they've taken it and the people they've worked with. I mean, you work with people in the same branch, you know, of like the Opium label, and like Filthy. And it's funny that you bring up Maddox, because nobody, like, there's so many people that don't know about like how Maddox, like, I wouldn't say brought up Working on Dying, but definitely like influenced and helped them out in their journey.
A lot of people don't know like the work that Filthy put in before like Filthy became Filthy, you know. Like
a lot of know him just for like Whole Lotta Red.
Yeah, for real. Like they don't know a lot of the shit he's done even in the music scene in Philly. Like that boy is a goat for real. Like He really did a lot. He really did a lot in music, especially coming out of Philly, bro.
Yeah.
Super inspiring.
100%. Would you ever want to work with one of them in the future?
Yeah. I have beats with them, but like I've never actually like worked one-on-one with them. So I feel like if I could do that eventually, that would be like super sick.
Fuck yeah. Hey, you never know what the future holds,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Now with all these big artists, you know, finding out about you and your sound, how do you get yourself out there?
Like now, or like how I would do it now, or like how I did it.
How you did it, like from the start. I see a lot of different young upcoming producers out there, and it seems like it's very hard for them to get their name, you know, out there. So what would you say helped you the most?
Right. Honestly, like the biggest way I got my name out there was through like YouTube tutorials, bro. Like back in like 2019, 2018, like it wasn't a super, like a lot of people weren't doing that at the time, like making tutorials, and I felt like that was like really like a way for me to sort of like branch into that and like make it my own, you know, and like build a brand through that. So that was like my way, like making content was my sort of way of building my own brand and like getting my name out there and getting my shit out there. And then so like once the music shit started happening, like I started getting like placements and stuff like that, it kind of like all like benefited each other, you know, like having the YouTube brand and then also having like songs out. So
It all kind of like mashes together.
yeah, exactly. It all
It's like
like
a spider web.
right, exactly. It just benefits each other. It's mutually beneficial.
You said that was what, in 2018 or 2019 when you did the YouTube tutorials?
Yeah, when I started making tutorials, and I was uploading tutorials like once a week or like once every other week or something like that. Like I was really grinding.
Damn,
like
you were.
Yeah, like making a video and then editing it and then uploading it the next day. Like I was really dedicated to this shit for real.
That's the part that takes the most, the editing.
Yeah.
No one really thinks about it unless they make content themselves. But yeah, like I'm like a perfectionist, so if a video's not till my tea, I can't drop it.
The editing is that's like the super tedious part, and it's kind of like where I used to get burnt out the most, like making videos, was just editing it way that's like tasteful. So, but yeah, I still kind of do tutorials now. It's just not as frequently. But with my YouTube channel, I really now I feel like I'm sort of entering a different sort of phase in my career, and I feel like it would be crucial for me to like kind of like document that. So I feel like now with my YouTube, I want to be able to like vlog like different shit in the music industry.
Like show people the behind the scenes,
right,
basically.
Exactly, bro. I feel like that's something that I always like wanted to see when I was coming into the game, and I feel like that would be like great for producers to see too, to, you know, motivate them to want to actually do this shit.
So would you say producing has taught you a lot of other things that comes with it on the side?
For sure. Like I think making music, honestly, in general, has just taught me a lot of like life lessons and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it.
Yeah.
And there's just so many different things that come with it. Like you said, you were making videos before you even really got out there. So like, you got to really promote yourself in a sense, and, you know, put your name out there.
Yeah, and also like being patient too. Like this shit's not gonna come overnight. It's a very slow grind, and you know you gotta really stay motivated and stay consistent, and you gotta really see the vision through, bro. I feel like that's something not a lot of people like do, is they get discouraged, or they get like other life stuff, and they don't really like follow through with the vision, but
they let the other antics like get in the way.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not to knock them, you know.
Happens to everybody.
It's life, you know. Like, so I get it, but keeping the main thing has always been something that I try to prioritize.
I could see you definitely have that grind mindset. I mean, it's gotten you where you are today, so it's definitely prevalent. So we spoke on some artists that you've worked with, but like, who do you really want to work with in the current game in the future?
In the future,
it can be people that you don't even have any sort of, you know, connection to or whatever.
Yeah, I was just telling my manager this like last night. Like I fuck with Cash Cobain so heavy, bro. His new album's super fire. Like really? I feel like
I haven't peeped it yet.
Yeah, it's cool. The Sexy Joe shit is cool. I feel like that's something like I can make some cool shit with.
You would tap into that?
Yeah, for sure. And even
he seems like he's taking over New York.
Bro, yeah, it's insane. Like everyone's bumping the Sexy Joe shit. It's kind of crazy.
I wouldn't say he's like a Pierre Bourne, but he reminds me of Pierre because he can produce and he can, you know, do vocals.
Yeah, which is that's sick too. So, yeah, he's definitely someone I would want to tap in with eventually. Like a Don Toliver is so cool. Like, I feel like that would be crazy to get one with him eventually.
His last album was so fire. I don't know if you saw that.
So far. His sound is super, super crazy. That's definitely a world that I would want to get into. Bro, any major artist, like, that I feel like is kind of like in my style, I feel like I'm just down to do it. Like whatever works. Yeah.
And when you're about to make a beat, is it like you're going into it like, all right, I'm gonna make this type beat or whatever, or is it just like whatever comes to mind?
Yeah.
Is that how it goes for you? Or?
Yeah, honestly, both. Like sometimes I'll go into beats thinking like, okay, I gotta make a beat like this. It's gotta have these certain sounds and it's gotta be in this style. Or sometimes like I don't have any sort of like idea in mind and I'll just like go to the computer and just whatever comes out of me, I'll just run with it. I cook up both ways.
Now, for all the young upcoming producers out there, do you have any advice for them for getting their foot in the door and getting themselves out there as a producer in this world today?
Yeah, honestly, I would just say get your shit out there wherever you can. I feel like there's so many sort of outlets that you can sort of get your stuff out there. Discord, TikTok, YouTube.
So many platforms nowadays.
Yeah, bro. Especially Discord too. Discord is like a super cheat code. Like you can get in the producer Discords and like send your beats and send your loops. Like that's a super easy way to sort of get your stuff out there and like sort of find other people who are kind of making the same stuff as you. But yeah, man, I would just say like don't be afraid to like try new stuff, like making content or like, you know, trying a different genre or stuff like that and like posting it. Like it's all a part of making music. You know, if it's something that you really want to do and you really want to get your name out there, like at this point in the game, like I feel like you gotta kind of do extra. Like I feel like making good beats is not enough anymore, you know, like you gotta make content or, you know, do other stuff on the side to kind of like really build a sort of name for yourself in this
and to be different. I mean, there's so many producers nowadays, you can't, I don't know, I feel like blending in isn't beneficial.
Yeah, not at all. It's a super saturated game now, so it's really, I think it's crucial to be able to find any sort of outlet that you can get your stuff out there and just run with it.
All right, last thing, what are your message to the leakers out there that fuck up all the music?
Oh my god, bro.
Any comments on them? There's tons nowadays, and I can only imagine how it feels as a producer to see one of your beats, you know, leak and then it never drop because it leaked, you know.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, bro, like I know I'm a producer and like I make beats for artists and shit gets leaked, but like I get it. Like honestly, I was a super fan back in the day, and like listening to leaks or grails was like, that was like the best, you know, having something that I knew other people didn't have. Like I was like, bro,
it's like exclusivity.
Yeah, exactly. This is amazing. But like now it's sort of gotten a little weird with the group buys and like people pitching in money to like get these songs and stuff like that. Especially like, bro, people leaked the whole Alone album, and it was like, bro, it comes out and it drops tonight.
Hours.
Yeah. So I mean, I get it with the leakers. I get it, but just be patient. Shit's gonna come out. If it's different if it's a song that will never see the light of day.
Yeah, like an old ass like song people have been waiting on years.
Yeah. That couldn't get cleared, and like, you know, that's different. But leaking shit that's like part of people's art is kind of like, that's the lame shit about it, especially when the art is still in the progress of being made.
Yeah, like they're not finished.
Yeah, that's where it's kind of like annoying. But yeah, I mean, I get it though. I get the whole allure of it. My only thing is like when it just fucks up the art.
Yeah, that's the part that sucks.
Yeah.
All right, Max, I appreciate your time. Thank you for being the first episode of the series, man. I appreciate you.
Sebastian, for doing this, man. Way more producers need to do this. We need to be able to shine a light.
For all y'all out there.
Yeah, we need to shine a light on the producer community, man. More of us need to get out there, need to do interviews. We're the backbone of the music right now, so
quite literally.
So I appreciate Sebastian again for doing this.
Of course, man. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you.
Peace.